G'day, this is Captain Noob, and this is Sleepy Time. This is a unique 10mm submachine gun offered by the Gunrunners Arsenal DLC, and you can purchase this from the Vendertron. So that's what we look like in third person with this thing. Obviously, the Rolling Stones have had their way with this weapon because it is painted black, and as you can tell on the front there, this thing does have an integrated suppressor, which means this is going to be quite the sneaky weapon, which is good because not a lot of weapons can actually equip suppressors. I know the sniper can, but nothing else off the top of my head actually has a suppressor, so there you go. It's going to be more of a covert weapon, which I guess suits its black colorings there. So we're going to go ahead and take out some Deathclaws and hopefully take them out. At this range, I think we're going to struggle with a little bit with a 10mm submachine gun. We'll go ahead and try to nail some sneak attack criticals. Okay, we got one there, which is good. Ah, yes, you can't actually get sneak attack criticals unless you're actually in hidden. So there we go, we've actually managed to kill our first young Deathclaw, so yeah, the damage on this isn't too great, but it's okay. It's a 10mm submachine gun. The bullets are cheap as chips, and obviously there's only a mid-tier weapon being only 50 to actually require using this thing, so there you go. It's still a nice weapon, I suppose. I do like my 10mm submachine guns in our older Fallout games, simply because I kind of like their look. Obviously, the 10mm submachine guns didn't really see any gameplay or anything in Fallout 4, simply because the 10mm pistol was automatic and already filled that machine pistol-y type niche. So, as you can tell, this thing does have a 40-round magazine, which is going to help you spray down enemies for a while, and now that we're in close range, we're doing a little bit better damage with this, which is to be expected from this sort of weapon. I like how you do hold it in one hand, although that is because I've got an animation mod replacing it. We'll just be using the standard pistol animations right now if it was normal. Now, this thing does fire 10mm ammo, obviously, so the best we can do against these Deathclaws is unfortunately just the standard, because the hollow points will only increase their damage threshold, which is not great. Although, okay, that's a young Deathclaw. I'm used to seeing 15 damage threshold, but that's obviously only on the older Deathclaws. There we go, we've got a nice critical strike on that Deathclaw. We seem to do pretty well against him, but yeah, in terms of power, this thing really isn't doing anything to excite me all that much, and maybe it's balanced in a way that would make Fallout 4 suppressed automatic submachine guns good to use, where you can just pretty much quadruple the damage if you're sneaking and critting with all of the stealth crits all the time. But yes, that's a completely different game. Let's stop talking about Fallout 4. This is not the topic at hand. Righto, so we'll just quickly back off as we kill these Deathclaws here. Yeah, okay, this damage kind of sucks at this point, so we might have to give ourselves a little bit of an advantage. I think that was a critical, but yes, I think we might have to give ourselves an advantage with chems, because this thing really doesn't cut it. In fact, I've actually gone over the threshold of this thing's condition, where it'll start actually dropping damage. That's even worse, so, ooh, we got stuck in the rocks here, that's great. Well, I'm going to get myself out and we'll do some chems. Maybe not overdoing it on chems, but we'll do enough to actually give us a little bit more of an edge. Righto, let's just go over the buffs. I've given myself some medic, psycho, rebound, slasher, and steady, and also true police stories for that extra little bit of crit chance. Hopefully that'll give us more of an edge. Oh, I forgot to repair my weapon. 1 second. Had the feeling that I forgot something through all of that, but anyways, we'll quickly run up to this here rock as these Deathclaws come in. Stop right there, Mr. Deathclaw. Okay, that was only a young Deathclaw, but we seem to be getting a little bit better in terms of, oh god, all of the big scary Deathclaws are coming. Climb up, climb up. I can hear them all screaming at me as they're coming in for their massive claw attacks. Righto, so aiming down sights with this thing. Ooh. The traces are going straight into the ground there. I don't think this steady worked. In fact, what even is steady? I'm not even sure what it is. It looks like a bottle in its little Pip-Boy icon, but okay, there's Chad. We've got to kill Chad. Mr. Alpha Deathclaw. Chad, you gotta go down, mate. It's gonna take a long time to kill Chad, I think, especially since he's running away and we're actually done with our VATS run. We've only done half of his damage. Okay, Sleepy Time. Not a great weapon, unfortunately. I guess with some armor-piercing 10mm rounds that wouldn't exist, this thing would actually be kicking their asses, but yeah, not the best weapon for fighting Deathclaws, so going off of Lucky yesterday, that thing required gun rank 0, and Lucky was doing a pretty good job, so maybe my bias against revolvers made me realize that that thing was a lot better, or maybe didn't make me realize that that thing was a lot better than this, because man, I'm just firing into these pack of Deathclaws. I mean, it's good that they're sort of gathering around, which means every shot that I fire that spreads out of, place is going to hit, but it's going to take bloody ages at this rate. Wait, what are you going? You go back to the pack, mate. That's right, you go back there. Now, it'd probably be good if I was to actually, get in there and sort of attack them myself at a closer range, because it'll be a little bit more advantageous for this thing to be in a little bit of a closer range. So I guess we might bait him out, sure. I'll actually get my hand off my face as I was face palming at the apparent lack of damage there. Oh, we went back into... Oh, some of the cameras are wearing off now. That's not very helpful, but we're actually back into caution at this point. And now they've seen me. It is time to run. Get up there. Okay. Righto, so there's one of the mums. We'll just go ahead and try to take her out. I'm just gonna apologize to anyone who thought I was too hard on Lucky. I want Lucky right now, even though it's like a revolver and I kind of don't like them still. But man, Lucky was slaughtering these Deathclaws compared to this Sleepy Time. You've disappointed me. I was expecting better. I was expecting a lot better from old Sleepy Time, but I have a feeling that this video might actually put people to sleep because it's so bloody boring. I have to bloody kill these Deathclaws in the most cheapest way possible. Righto, down you go, mummy. I'm going to be very surprised if I end up clearing out Deathclaw Promontory faster than I did with Lucky, because it definitely feels like it was longer. Lucky, it felt quickly. It clocked about 9 minutes or so, but still, a lot of that time I was just standing around talking about the weapon before I actually got started. I guess I did the same here, but okay, we're still in danger. There's something still out there. We'll pop a quick reload before we engage it. Hopefully it's not Chad. No, it's just a glitchy ass Deathclaw. You keep running into that wall. This is some good pathing. This is what all that pathing is all about. Thanks, Todd Howard. Your AI code is brilliant. Okay, we're wasting our time not going right up to this guy and just shooting him in the back like this. Alright, so there we go. We've cleared out Deathclaw Promontory with Sleepy Time there. Not impressed with this thing, although we're not using it to its main strengths because, yeah, 10mm rounds not really supposed to deal with all of these Deathclaw people, so that was definitely cutting in our DPS quite a lot. So I guess it'd be a good idea to switch up this thing to some hollow point rounds and shoot at some softer targets. I think that is what this weapon is more built for, so yeah, I guess we can't judge it too hard for being such a terrible weapon against these Deathclaws, even though you kind of want your weapons to have the utility to take out Deathclaws as well as the softer targets. So yeah, disappointing so far, but yeah, it's fine. I can deal with it. Obviously, you can't have good weapons all the time, so Gunrunner's Arsenal has left me down a little bit, but it still looks cool, I guess. I guess that's all that matters, it looks cool. Righto, so now we're all loaded up with some hollow point ammo, and we've got 10, count 'em, 10 legendary fire geckos to kill. So these guys have got 385 hit points apiece, and with the... Can I get out of this? Thank you. With the extra damage that we do get from the hollow points, with some sneak attack criticals, I feel like we'll be doing a very good damage with this. Yes, it's a lot easier to kill things when they don't have any natural defense against them. So I think, like a couple of the other weapons that I've tested here, weak actually, I like this. They're not really pathfinding all that well. One of them seemed to like that fire barrel a lot, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But yes, looks like the niche of this thing is not to actually take on softer targets and leave the heavier armored targets to somewhere else. And also, these guys aren't even bothering, and I didn't even kill all of them. Okay, so on that note, looks like you ought to use this thing against all of the soft squishy stuff and leave something like the big old anti-material rifle to kill all the scarier armored things, and then you'll be fine. This could be a great secondary weapon for any sniper if anything catches you by surprise, if you like to, I guess, roleplay it that way. So I think that is about enough for this weapon. It's been a disappointing run with this. I actually don't really like this thing at all, and I would probably never consider actually using this thing during any sorts of playthroughs, not even on a a low-level character which actually needs it, because, yeah, this thing actually is rather expensive to buy there. It's almost like 7,500 caps there, which is obviously not worth the price of admission there. Definitely overpriced. It's kind of like the Creation Club before the Creation Club was a thing. That's not like real world money, so that point is kind of moot. But yes, you're not really getting all of what you pay for. There's definitely better options out there, I feel like. Although for a submachine gun of the 10mm variety, it is definitely an improvement upon that. And if you'd like this to be just that, then I suppose I could recommend this weapon for you to you for that reason, and probably that reason alone. So yeah, you know where to get it. Thank you for watching, guys.